Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today we will be covering OpenAI's move into running enterprise agents with a new product called Presence, a more than $5 billion US government push to point AI at big science problems, and a large new study looking at whether AI browsers are quietly reshaping how we read political news. Let's start with OpenAI, which just launched a product called Presence. Up to now, OpenAI's business has mostly been about giving companies access to its models and letting them build whatever they want on top. Presence is a real shift. It's a managed product for deploying voice and chat agents across things like customer support, outbound sales, and sensitive internal workflows. These agents can access approved systems, take permitted actions, and hand a case off to a human when things get tricky. It's available now, with access going through OpenAI's sales team. Here's what makes it more than just another chatbot builder. Presence bundles together standard operating procedures, permissions, guardrails, simulations, evaluations, and escalation rules. And when an agent stumbles or starts behaving differently in the real world, Codex, OpenAI's coding agent, proposes updates that customers can test and approve before they go live. So it's less, here's a tool, good luck, and more, we'll help you actually run this thing and keep improving it. OpenAI and select systems integrators can even help pick the workflows, handle the integration, and keep operations going over time. The way OpenAI frames it says a lot. They argue the challenge is no longer proving that AI agents can work, but making them reliable enough to trust in production. That's the real tension here. Plenty of companies have built flashy agent demos that fall apart the moment they hit messy, real customers. And strategically, this pushes OpenAI right up against contact center and enterprise automation vendors, some of whom are its own customers, building on its models. The message is basically, don't just use our model to build an agent, let us help operate it. Next up, the US government is putting serious money behind AI for science. The Trump administration announced more than $5 billion for something called the Genesis mission, aimed at using AI to tackle problems like chronic disease, drug discovery, and longer-lasting construction materials. 15 federal agencies are involved, including Energy, Health and Human Services, Transportation, Defense, and Interior. Researchers will get access to Department of Energy supercomputers, specialized datasets, and experimental infrastructure. White House Technology Advisor Michael Kratsios described the goal as pulling all these agencies into one larger effort on AI for science. What's notable is the scale of coordination. This isn't the government buying a bunch of chatbot licenses. It's an attempt to turn government data and national labs into shared infrastructure for AI-assisted discovery. Microsoft jumped in alongside it with a $60 million commitment, including $40 million in computing credits over 3 years, plus a coordination hub. Microsoft says its discovery platform is already connecting AI to autonomous laboratory systems, workflows that can design, run, and refine biological experiments on their own. And it claims some materials analysis processes that used to take years could shrink to weeks. If even part of that holds up, that's a real change in how fast scientific work can move, not just a faster way to write emails. For our last story, a big news study asks a question a lot of us probably haven't thought much about. When your browser summarizes the news for you, is it subtly changing the news? Researchers analyzed more than 41,000 AI-generated summaries covering nearly 14,000 articles from 15 U.S. news organizations. The systems tested were Google Chrome with Gemini, Microsoft Edge with Copilot, and Perplexity's Comet browser. The findings are a bit surprising and cut against the usual worries. The paper reports the browsers were broadly accurate, and that their summaries actually reduced political slant and toned down the negative emotional charge compared to the original articles. So instead of amplifying outrage, the AI tended to sand off the sharpest edges. That sounds nice on the surface, calmer, less partisan news. But there's a catch worth sitting with. These summaries increasingly sit between you and the publisher, deciding which details survive and which emotional cues get dropped before you ever click through. That's the real stakes here. The old fear about AI summaries was hallucination, that they'd just make things up. This study points to something different, and arguably bigger. Tools like Gemini, Copilot, and Perplexity may be quietly becoming an editorial layer between news organizations and their readers, shaping tone and emphasis at massive scale, without anyone explicitly deciding they should have that power. And as more people read the summary instead of the article, whoever tunes that summarization gets a surprising amount of influence over how the public understands the news.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.